Mike, thanks so much for joining me today. Let's start with your CES 2021 plans. What is Bosch showcasing this week?
Hey, good morning. Great to see you. Yeah, this week we've started with a kickoff on our media briefing this morning. And big for us this year is the launch of our new sustainability campaign. And actually, 2 years ago at CES, we launched our incredible Like a Bosch video. And now we have a follow-up to that with Live Like a Bosch, how we're living sustainably. And like I said, we just launched it this morning, and I think you have a copy. So if we could, let's roll the tape.
Look, Sean, our goal is for all Bosch locations worldwide to become CO2 neutral. That's why we thought we should team you up with, well, someone who truly represents the future. The future. The future.
Now's my time. You're about to win.
Well, bring it on, little one.
My first beat. Pump the heat. Save energy. Works for me.
Okay, cool. Drilling tool. Super strong. Last so long.
Whatever. I mean, it's clever. But back to me. Charge and eat. Electric drive. My cool lights. I drop the mic.
I like your bike.
Hey!
But take steps with me. Save energy. Water saving camel saying, how amazing. It's time to quit. That was fun. It's past your bedtime and I'm done. Like a Bosch. Like a Bosch.
Stop the battle, let's unite. Carbon neutral, that's how we fight. Cause time is running, we need to act. Can do so much, that's a fact.
Okay.
E-bikes, heat pumps, Bosch's tools. Basic stuff you learn in school.
Dang.
Melting ice is climate crisis. Smart devices, awareness rise. All I'm saying is stop delaying. Work together, I ain't paying. Every little choice can make a change. Hand in hand for a new wage.
Truly represents the future.
So many ways for better days. So many ways for better days.
That was so fun.
This works.
Live sustainable, like a Bosch, with many eco-friendly solutions for a better future. Because every little choice can make a big difference. That's Bosch.
Mike, I think you might have a viral hit on your hands for this CES 2021.
Yeah, that's Sean. And when we launched the video 2 years ago, our campaign Like a Bosch, it was an instant success, and a success that we really didn't know it would have that much success, but it has gone viral. And now we're glad to have Shauna and his counterpart and helping everybody live sustainably like a Bosch. And at CES we're showcasing many of those products and services that we showed in the video. And we're talking about our overall CO2 sustainability commitment. So we are now have achieved carbon neutral status as of 2020. That was a big goal we set for ourselves a couple years back. We were able to achieve that in 2020, and we look forward to continuing to improve our overall sustainability efforts.
That's quite the accomplishment for a company of your size, huh?
Yeah. No, with over 400 locations, and we didn't start just yesterday. We've started back 8 or 10 years ago with a lot of efficiency improvements in our buildings and in our factories, and lowering the overall reductions. And we met that goal early, and therefore we thought it would be possible to achieve this overall carbon neutrality by 2020. And we indeed did it, and now we're continuing along that journey and looking forward to the future.
Such an important message these days. Now, last year at CES, you talked about the International Space Station and sending some technology there. Tell me about this year. What has changed? What's progressed there?
Yeah, so actually this year, up at the International Space Station, our SoundSea robot is orbiting the Earth as we speak. So it's created that overall sound picture, if you will, of the space station. And now our algorithms and the artificial intelligence that we have are helping the astronauts and the researchers at NASA working on their maintenance and predictive maintenance and other topics in the space station while they create this overall sound, let's say, picture of the space station. And we're continuing those efforts with Astrobotic and also Webotic. We're going to launch now up on the moon. So little small shoebox-sized robots called cube rovers. And we're helping NASA with their tipping point mission to help these rovers navigate around the moon's surface and then also safely return to the charging station so that they can keep going to analyze and collect all this data. So exciting. So our space journey continues. So it's fun.
Kind of sounds like when you set up the robotic robot at home, it finds its way back to the charger. This is on a much bigger level on the moon and much higher stakes. Mike, if they said, hey, we need you to bring up one of these robots, would you go up there?
Yeah, I think my dad was a fighter pilot, so I enjoy flying, and a trip to the moon would be fun.
You'd have to pack a lot in your overhead there. All right, so recently Bosch announced a partnership with Ford and Bedrock to test self-driving cars in vehicle garages. So self-driving cars are really going to transform how cities operate and look. I personally love the idea of sort of leaving my car at the front of the garage, letting it go do its thing, and then coming back for me when I'm ready. Tell me about why this is so important.
Yeah, I think we all love to drive, but I've really yet to find somebody who loves to park, right? So as you said, imagine just pulling up to the garage, leaving your car, pressing a button on your phone, and the car goes and parks itself. And during that parking, the car can get many things done. For example, like pulling it into a charging station or maybe some maintenance or something. And then when you return, hitting a button on your phone and the car is right there ready to go and you can continue on your journey. So I think this is a great example. Two good partners with Ford and Bedrock. We demonstrated that right down in Detroit. It was an overwhelming success. We're actually expanding that in Stuttgart. We have a partnership there at the airport. So imagine also running late for a flight, don't need to park your car, just drop it off and let the car do the work for you.
Now, what types of cars are these? Can you retrofit any car, or does it have to be specifically built for this purpose?
Well, specifically for this demo, working with Ford, we use the Escape, and it's an infrastructure-based system. So there's a lot of smart intelligence in the garage itself. So this is a LiDAR-based system, but we're also working on a camera-based system. And you need some basic features in the car, for example, like electronic steering and anti-lock brakes to be able to maneuver the car in the garage.
And what about the garage itself? Does it have to be reconfigured in any way, or is that the beauty of this technology that can kind of adapt?
No, this technology is an infrastructure based, so the garage does have to be upfitted, if you will. So what we showed in downtown Detroit it was outfitted with the LiDAR sensors, but we are working on a camera-based system. So using cameras installed in the garage to let the system work, but also with cameras installed, you can also use it for other things as well, such as security and video that you would do normally in the parking garage.
I mean,
so bringing down the cost and hopefully bringing the technology more widespread.
I've thought about this concept so often. I used to live on a street that, you couldn't find a parking spot on. So I just imagine cities can build these parking garages kind of in neighborhoods, which is close to your street. You drop off your car, you walk the rest of the way home. Maybe it's a minute or two. Is that something that's kind of down the pipeline as well?
Yeah, that was the interesting thing about having Bedrock, so the real estate partner. So with this technology, you can actually increase the capacity and the productivity of the garage, if you will. I mean, imagine you don't have to get out of your car anymore. So the cars can park much closer together. So increasing the overall capacity of the garage and the productivity of the garage as well. So we're learning a lot of things. We're together with Ford and Bedrock, we're extending this into what we call a smart parking lab, so we can continue to develop the technology, the use cases, and also look, how we can do different type of solutions, as we learn. And I think it's also interesting for the consumer. It's an easy way to help consumers become, let's say, more comfortable with this idea of automated driving.
All right, real quick, just a couple of seconds here, but I want to get your thoughts on the pandemic and how tech is going to change because of that. What are you most excited for the innovations when it comes to this area?
Well, we're excited and showing off some of our technology to helping fight this crisis. So we're showing our Vivalytic, so our rapid testing, and also some of the new intelligence we have in our video cameras. So we have now AI built into the camera. So for skin temperature monitoring, also distance monitoring, also looking at recognition, wearing masks, not wearing masks. So we're doing all we can to bring technology to help help fight the pandemic and get this over with as soon as we can.
Well, thank you for your work in that area. Mike Mansuetti of Bosch, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you. Have a great CES.